Welcome to Tuscaloosa, Alabama. Title Town, some call it, a moniker that many claim, but this city lives thanks to the Alabama Crimson Tide. And the Mountaineers will boot it away to start the game. Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Crimson Tide offense takes the field to start things off. Here he comes, and any time this guy touches the ball, and he will touch it plenty, a bolt of electricity just goes through the stadium, David.
And they'll feature him. They'll give him the ball, like you said, a lot, early, often. And he's a guy that can make game-breaking plays. The offense is built around his ability to run the football, Jesse, make big plays for this offense.
Yeah, he really shoulders the load, right, in more ways than one. The offense goes as this guy goes. So it's going to be important in this one. They get him going early and often.
I think you run that play on second down knowing it's going to make third down easy. You're not trying to hit a home run. You don't need the big play right now. Now you know third down, everything's on the table, everything's available, high success rate.
He is tackled, but it'll be a fresh set of downs.
It's a really good sign if you're on offense here. You're putting it on your offensive line on third down. Critical down and distance, opening drive of the game. Let those guys fire off, get a hat on a hat. You can run the ball, pick up the first. You're around midfield. And all things looking pretty good here early for this offense.
And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening. On second down, he'll fire. Pressure in his face, and he lets it fly. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third down, going up top. Zings it complete to the right. And he was off to the races, and he gets it to the 45.
Well, we know this guy is special, and because of that, his quarterback is looking to him on critical down and distances. There on that third down, there was no question. It wouldn't have mattered if he was single covered, double covered, man, zone. That's where he was going with it, and the big-time playmaker outside picks up the first.
Trying to get to it, and he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. Now the 8th play of the opening drive, but this time facing third and long. Looking to the big tight end. He's got it. Just what they'd hoped for on third down as they've got a first at the 32. A new set of downs after the completion. He's looking to throw it. Fires to the right. The freshman trying to take a shot, but put just a little too much on it. After the quarterback and receiver couldn't connect, it's 2nd and 10. Off the play fake. Got his man on the right. Only a couple there, and now staring at 3rd and 8.
Nice completion, nice short gain. Now it sets up third down. And wait a minute, third down now becomes, we're going to go for it on 4th down anyway, so it really doesn't matter that much. Great job getting a little chunk. Now we get to go have some fun.
That was almost picked off, and what a disaster that would have been to throw a pick on the opening drive. Instead, it's 4th down. So they'll send out the field goal unit. It's good. And the first points of the day come on that field goal. So they're lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3-spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. The Mountaineers offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. And you want to talk about dudes who can bring the heat off the edge, David? both of these teams have somebody that can do just that.
Man, it's so much fun. They get off the rock and they get in the backfield and get to quarterbacks. Make them feel uncomfortable, get them to the ground. These guys change the way offenses are playing the game.
These offensive coordinators better help out their quarterback. These guys need to be double-teamed with tight ends and running backs. You let these guys go one-on-one, you're asking to get sacked.
And he got enough for the first down, but somebody put the hit stick upside his head.
That has got to be demoralizing if you're on defense because they just ran the ball right up the middle, down your throats, and they gashed you.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. It's complete on the right side, and he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. Here comes the offense on second down. Jones to throw. Out of the backfield, he's open. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run. The Mountaineers headed quickly to the line.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy on them. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
Well, and how about this offense? You think of this offense, you think of throwing the football and top 10 passing in all of college football, but the defense knew something.
Just too much of a rush, and down goes the quarterback just behind the midfield stripe at the 49. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. He's got the back in the middle. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. It's fourth down, and they'll try the field goal. This field goal attempt is going to be an even 50-yarder. He boomed it through, a 50-yard field goal showing off that powerful leg. After that latest answer tied things up, just about set to kick it away again.
Well, that kid just showed off his hammer for a leg, 50-plus, and he did it with ease.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here comes that Alabama offense. Jesse, they had to kick a field goal the last time they had it.
Yeah, and oftentimes early in games, you're just trying to find your rhythm. Some things work, some don't on that first drive, David. It'd be interesting to see what happens here in the second drive.
Yeah, you got a feel for the defense now. You understand what they're trying to do, what their game plan is. Now you get to go into phase 2 of your game plan.
They believe in that running game. Got 6 before he stopped at the 23.
Listen, I know that's not a huge game, but those run plays add up. They make you tackle the back every single play. Physically, you have to get some guy on the ground. It takes its toll throughout a fourth-quarter game.
Got room at the 35. Good call, good execution as they move the chains, and they have a first down at the 38. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They'll ride the hot hand. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
They make the stop, but the sweet rolling catch is plenty to give them a first down. Fresh set of downs after the completion. They'll run behind the big guys on the right. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
I love this linebacker because he's able to dissect what's happening in front of him, and he reacts downhill, uses his speed to get to the line of scrimmage and create the negative play.
Entertaining first quarter, and we are all locked up after one as we take a quick look at some stats. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. He's looking to throw. Moves away as he feels pressure. He looks that one in nicely. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch. The evolution of the Alabama offense has always been built around what does the quarterback do best, and this guy's doing a lot of things well.
And we've seen some sensational ones. And to your point, I like that. Jalen Hurts, really good runner. They built it around his feet. You know, Bryce Young, really good passer. Tua Tagovailoa, really good passer. More about the passing game, explosive passing plays. So they'll do whatever it takes to win.
Well, on that incompletion, the quarterback and receiver just not on the same page. I mean, that wasn't even close.
His drive was clicking along, but after a couple of misfires, threatening to stall out on 3rd and 10. And it's intercepted. A turnover for the defense. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Well, this quarterback was having success throwing on the opening drive of the game, in large part because it's a lot harder to throw on 3rd down when the defense is expecting it, like you saw right there. They were ready. Had a really good coverage call to get the INT.
He picks up maybe a couple before he stopped right at the 30-yard line. Picked up 2 yards on that last when they need 8 on 2nd down. Off play action. And it's incomplete. It was wild, high and wide on that one. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Jones wants to throw it. They're trying to get to it. He's got the tight end. And they'll finally get him down after. Pickup.
Well, you can afford to be a little bit late as a quarterback when you're throwing curl routes into zone coverage when you've got an arm like that. This dude's got a cannon.
Fights off a defender. 1-step wrap, 2-step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Now, a couple of times historically that the SEC has reached into the Big 12 during an expansion era, and the Big 12 would love to land a blow on the field here in this one.
Yeah, I think there probably is some of that with the Big 12. A lot of these teams, they used to be in our conference, and you've kind of ruined what we had built. So we got a chance now to make a dent in this, to show you, like, we're not just your, like, little recruiting system and little farm team, Jesse. Like, we're a real conference that wants to come out and make a statement.
I agree, David. I think the Big 12 throughout the years here recently has done a good job reloading and bringing in good quality programs with a lot of talented football players and those wide open, up-tempo, high-scoring offenses that can give any SEC defense problems.
Getting some heat. And the quarterback is snowed under.
One of the things I love about this defense, guys, they bring pressure from all over the yard, and that's now the 2nd sack for this corner.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. It's complete to the right. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the 1st down. And the Mountaineers will bring the punt team onto the field. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin them deep. Able to keep them from getting a return, and the ball goes out of bounds. They're going to mark it right around the 20. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game if you're going to win. And, David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
He's looking on the right side. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. Facing a 3rd down and short from the 26. Flushed out of the pocket. And it'll be incomplete. He got on the move trying to make something happen, but just couldn't find a man. The Crimson Tide will bring the punt team on the field. He'll try to really get into this one. He's got great speed. And you make the stop, and that is exactly one out of your. West Virginia has it, and the offense ready to go to work. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
A little screen to the running back. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass as it just never developed. Here comes this home crowd as the defense tries to get off the field on third down. Jones to throw. And they couldn't hold off the heat, and he goes down with the sack. The Mountaineers will punt this one away. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. No return coming. He'll call for the fair catch. Here comes that Alabama offense. They've been pretty much stifled on offense so far, David, only able to muster 3 points in their previous 3 drives.
And you got to find a way to open this up and create some explosive plays. Like the passing game is obviously the easiest way. Jesse, put more speed on the field. Find those guys down the field.
You know they're frustrated, too, because they felt like there were some matchups they could take advantage of to get some points on the board early. In this one, they just haven't been able to connect on those opportunities. But I like David's idea. Maybe move some guys around and see if you can create some better one-on-one matchups.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Uncorks one. And they won't be able to connect downfield, looking for a big-time play. Alabama will bring the punt team on the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. It'll go out of bounds, and we'll see where they mark it. It's going to be right around the 35. West Virginia has it back, ready to dive into that playbook. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. Just a great job defensively, making him go through his progressions, and he really didn't have time to do it.
And that's exactly what you do in zone coverage. You drop in your spots. You read the quarterback's eyes. Make sure you do.
And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. And this crowd is losing it, frenzied after the back-to-back sacks. 3rd and long coming up. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. 4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stopped. A first down for the offense. Wasting no time throwing on this drive. He'll pull it down.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
On 2nd down, he'll let it fly. Picks up the first down and gets down to avoid contact. 1 snap coming before they head to the locker room. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. They'll have just enough time to get one more snap before the half. Looking to move it through the air. Using his feet to buy time. He'll fire to his right. Fires into traffic, intercepted. He gets the pick, but not the pick six, as they're able to run him out of bounds and limit the damage to wrap up the half. We've played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
Fellas, you've been calling a great one today from there in Tuscaloosa. And a compelling first half for a variety of reasons. yes, there's a substantial lead to talk about, but I think it all starts with this defense that has more than made its share of big plays. If things keep trending in this direction, you can bet a ton of those backs and receivers are going to spend a lot of time in ice baths before the end of the day.
Ready to start the second half. Alabama will kick it off. And here's the return. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. West Virginia has it, and the offense ready to go to work. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and forth and a feeling out process. And now once you get in the second half, who's going to get aggressive, Palmer? Who's going to take some shots, try to make some plays, and really go for it?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think as play callers right now, you learn a lot about these coaching staffs with respect to who does make the best adjustments. There's a lot of coaches that believe we're just going to be who we are. We're going to keep doing what we do. We're just going to do it better. But then there are others that tweak things a little bit on offense and on defense. We're going to find out here.
Coming after it. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. After the misfire, now on second down. He'll keep it himself. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Better find the earplugs. Here comes the noise, backing this defense on third down. Jones wants to throw it. And there was nowhere to go for this quarterback, and down he goes. And the Mountaineers will call on their punt team. He's getting a lot of work. Fourth time he's punted tonight. He'll put that return to a stop at the 33, but the offense set up in pretty good field position. All right, guys, so here's the offense back on the field again. And in a low-scoring game like this one, David, every possession is magnified.
And I think more than anything, it just gets frustrating. And you got to put that behind you. You got to see what this defense has been doing to be so successful. Palmer, now use it against him.
Yeah, David, I think for a play caller, this is tough, right? It's like you have to get the perfect play on just to get a first down. In these types of games, I think you're just trying to get guys out in space, see if a dude can break a tackle. Maybe that generates an explosive play, and it breaks this trend.
Pressure coming. Takes the easy throw in the flat. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Now after the short completion, it's second down. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. On second down, looking to throw. He's moving out of the pocket. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be third down.
And that was good defense again, and unfortunately we've been saying that all game long. Really, really good defense. Or, listen, you can spin on the other side. This offense has really been bad.
Got a man in the middle. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play. This Alabama offense is clicking. They're set up with another first down. From the red zone, looking for a space. The throw. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball.
Yeah, and you use these running backs so much in the passing game now, and you expect them to make those plays for you, to make those big explosive plays out of the backfield. Just got to make sure he concentrates and see that ball come in.
Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal. This offensive scoring position with a fresh set of downs. He'll set up to throw. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Calls his own number. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches. Alabama quickly back to the line. Marches ahead. Touchdown, Alabama! And that one will put them up here in the second half.
And I love the physicality of this offense. It's third and goal. It's money time. I've got to be more physical than you. And that's exactly what this offense just did. Put the ball on the ground and put it in the end zone.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. West Virginia has it back, ready to dive into that playbook. The sledding has been tough. Scores have been at a premium, Jesse, and every possession seems like it could switch the momentum of the game.
Yeah, Reese, for this offense, just feels like they just haven't been as physical. And for this offensive coordinator, David, he's having to go deep into the playbook just to try to generate a first down.
Well, and the good thing is there's not a ton of game pressure because the other side's not scoring either. But if you can find that one thing get that one positive play, and then maybe you get those juices going and something can start to build.
Dumps it off in the flats. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. 4 punts already, and they've got to convert here to avoid a 5th. On 3rd down, he drops the throw. And the pressure gets there, and down he goes at the 18. The Mountaineers will try to pin them back with the punt. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He'll field the punt. Excellent coverage that time. Didn't give him any room to set up a big return. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're...
Pass on the way, it's picked off. At midfield, he's got room. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but on the great return to improve this.
Well, he was rolling to his right, and because of that, I don't know if it affected the timing between him and his wide receiver. They just weren't on the same page on that one as the defense comes away with the INT.
Firing to the right, complete.
You know, sometimes when you're throwing against zone coverage, you need time for the routes to develop. So nice job by the quarterback there, being patient, allowing his receivers to work themselves open.
From the gun, running back gets to give. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets the first down. They'll snap it from the 26 on first down. He wants to throw. He makes the connection. And how about that catch and run? So dangerous, this guy. In search of their first touchdown of the game, they are on the move with a 1st and 10. Jones to throw. It's complete to the left. Good throw and catch. Takes it down to the 5 as the offense tries to cash in. Operating in the red zone here on 2nd down. He's looking to throw. They're bringing heat. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10.
Day for the defense. A sack for you. A sack for you. Everybody gets a sack. Everything good happening for this defense.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Makes the grab. He gets it so close to the first down marker, but I think he's going to...
You know, oftentimes these slot receivers, they're not the biggest guys in the world, but they're really good at finding the open spaces in the middle of the field. And you saw that guy attack the defense in the perfect spot, making life easy for his QB.
Pocket starts to collapse. They got him. It's a sack, and what a stop for this defense to turn it over on down.
That's a tough place to be if you're the quarterback, too. On 4th down, the defense dials up the blitz, and you just feel the pocket constricting around you. It's like a black hole. There's just nothing you can do. It's hard to see receivers downfield. It's hard to step up. And on that play, you're helpless. And you know that you're losing possession and you're coming off the field.
Determined run, but he stopped after 2 yards down at the 13. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. Quarterback checking the play. So Alabama takes the lead into the quarter break. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. From the gun, wants to pass. Feeling some heat. They're going to get him for a safety. Tried to make something out of nothing and still got stuck for the 2. The kickoff team lined up. They'll have to give it back after giving up that safety. Quick with the spin move. They finally get him stopped after he maneuvered his way to the 42. West Virginia has it and the offense ready to go to work. That last drive was promising at times, but stalled out, and they turned it over on downs, Jesse.
I think they got to do a better job here, just being better early in the downs. On first down, finding positive plays.
Yeah, and it's frustrating when you move the football and get stopped on the other side of the field and get no points. But they've had some success, and I like the aggressiveness. They just got to cash some of these drives in.
The big pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 1. Jones wants to throw it. Into traffic, it's picked off. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return, but that small change, they take over at the 43.
And that just kind of caps off this day. It's been a day with not a lot of rhythm, not a lot of timing, not a lot of guys on the same page, and they weren't right there, and the quarterback throws an INT, and this one is not looking good.
Good field position here as they start this drive from their 43. Here's the handoff. No, he just flat ran over it. He's finally brought down, but that freshman found some running room. Offense lines up for a 1st and 10 from the 43. They'll run it to the right side. Great move there. And this offense is feeling it as they rip off a big chunk of yardage, and they've got it on the 22.
Well, the defense didn't blitz. They didn't have everybody in gaps, and the offensive line took advantage at the point of attack, getting some push, opening up a hole, and the offense ripping off a nice run there.
This offense lines up feeling awfully good after that big play. To the ground with the back. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Softened him up with a run. Now to throw. And the rush will get to him at the 25. They've moved it to the 25, but now facing a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. He'll pull it down and run. He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down. So this offense has the lead. They have the ball. They have the clock on their side and a chance perhaps to put it out of reach. And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown tie. That score will give them a little more room to operate here in the 4th quarter as they go for their 6th straight win. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
2 very different emotions inside the locker rooms of these teams who did battle today. Kennesaw State went on the road and silenced one of the most vocal crowds in football. And it's clear this Owls team has adopted the mantra, let your play do the talking. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there.
And in this situation late when you need 2 touchdowns to win the game, everything's going to have to be downfield. So I like the idea in this 2-minute drive, throwing it that way. Let's keep it going, keep our pedal to the metal here.
Quickly complete. They make the stop after the catch and still some work to do to pick up that first down. Completion a little short of the sticks. It's 2nd down. They'll try the right side. Nice move to keep moving. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
Well, the good news is you got the first down running it there on 2nd and short, but the bad news is you're down by quite a bit here in the 4th quarter, and 2, 3, 4-yard gains aren't going to get it done. You've got to start chucking this thing vertically to get back in the game.
They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down. And the Mountaineers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Jones to throw. Back open in the middle. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down. Offense, quick tempo.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock. That is at a premium for this offense.
Finds a crease at the 20. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. They've marched to the red zone, and here they go. He's got it and still on his feet. He stopped just a chain link or 2 away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. Back to the air one more time. Unleashes to the end zone. And he'll sail it way too far.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count. It messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
The Mountaineers in the hurry up. Out of the gun, looking to throw. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. He's looking to throw. The sure hands, it's Lewis. That completion will take it close to the 5-yard line. They'll mark it at the 6. If they can pay off this 3rd and goal with a touchdown, it might be getting a little tough to swallow over there on the other sideline. Looking to buy time. They stop him short as he was trying to scramble and find his way to the goal line. It's 4th down now, and this likely the final snap before the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we see miracles in college football all of the time, and they could use one here. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown!
And listen, still a ways to go, but great job by this offense getting you back in the ball game. Now, we got a 1-possession game. We got our score. We did what we're supposed to do. Now, how do we get this stop? Now, the defense has to come up big and get me the rock back.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. If you can do that, I don't know why you don't do it every time. Reduce the risk. Banged it out of the back of the end zone. They'll put it in play at the 25. Here comes that Alabama offense. Guys, you want to be productive here and not go into a shell, but you've got to take care of the ball.
Yeah, and I think you say productive, Reese. Productive at this point in the game is running the clock and getting first down. So, Jesse, I can expect this defense to be aggressive, way up near the line of scrimmage, bringing a bunch of bodies, trying to stop the run.
And that's why it puts a lot of pressure on an offense, David, because you know if you do try to throw the football, it's probably man coverage, you're probably getting blitz that's going to be into a small window. It is not easy to execute in this situation of the game.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Wide out in motion. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. As they come to the line on second down, ordinarily you might go up top, but they need to keep this one on the ground, keep that clock winding. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge... Late in the game. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. And sure, tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. Looks as if the Tide will punt it away. Now, if you're really worried about the block, I guess you could think about taking the safety here in the free kick. He'll call for the fair catch here. West Virginia has it back, ready to dive into that playbook. Here comes the offense on first down. Trying to start the drive with a pass. Got it in the middle, it's Lewis. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. Jones wants to throw it. Trying to get to him. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
This time he's got it. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. He wants to throw it again. Working that left side now. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains. Offense rushing to the line of scrimmage. Clock is stopped for the first down. They'll try to get it off quickly. He's going to pass. Touchdown, Mountaineers. And inside a minute to go, and they've got the lead.
Who can you count on in those big moments? Who can make those big plays? Who do you trust? And they trust the receiver to run a go and to run right by the DB. He makes the play, breaks the tie, takes the lead for this football team.
He's got it in the end zone. You had to go for 2 there, and they make it pay off. They're up by 3. Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Bringing it out. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3 and out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some. Your guy. guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards, get some first downs, get some positive momentum.
Looking to pass on second down. Fires to the middle. It's complete. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Remember, all they have to do is get it close enough for a field goal here. Trying to find his man on first down. Looking left. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
Nice job by this defense. You go dime package. Why? Because you know the offense is going to throw the football. Great job matching up. More skilled players on more skilled players. More speed on the field to defend the pass.
Going to try to get it himself. He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a first down. Got to move quickly here. They need to get it to field goal range. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. They're trying to get to it. Hit hard just as he released it on. He just couldn't get it to the receiver. He's trying to get them set quickly. They have to get the ball into field goal range. After the incompletion, they go back up top. Fires into traffic, picked off. Taking it the other way. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession. Looking for a productive play on first down. Out of the gun, the running back has it. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5. Timeout is called by the defense, and 12 seconds remain in the football game. They'll leave it with him. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They get the timeout called with 7 seconds left on the clock. Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. Now this is rolling the dice, or perhaps they've gone outside their head. They're already up. Boy, this could really backfire if they don't convert on fourth down. Crosses the 30, he's got a lane. And that will be in the final play as the clock strikes 0 here. You know, there's no real reason to panic, but if you think about it, when does panicking ever really help? But certainly this was a bitterly disappointing outcome.
And you can look at a lot of different statistics, and I know we tend to overcomplicate college football these days, but guys, at the end of the day, it comes down to 2 very simple things. You can't turn the ball over, and you can't have penalties. You do those things, David, and it'll beat you every time.
That's the difference between winning and losing. It's the small things, but find those things that you need to improve on. Keep working on them. Keep developing. Those things you do well, let's do those. Let's do more of those things more consistently.